Yeah.
Everything okay, Emily?
Yep, I think we're good. I think James is just checking that we are, in fact, live. We're waiting for the streams to load on the different platforms. Did you go live on YouTube? I'm not seeing it on YouTube. Fred, are you able to double check on your end as well?
Yeah, LinkedIn saying free live.
YouTube's up. YouTube working.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm not seeing anything yet. Anything I can do to help, James?
Oh, he can't hear you. Fred just said anything he can do to help. Yeah.
There is nothing that Fred can do at the moment.
Yeah, no, there's nothing you can do right now.
Oh, the other stream's still connecting. The connecting stream's still connecting. For some reason. No.
Are you muted?
No.
Can you mute?
Can you?
So we're live on YouTube and nowhere else, Emily, at the moment. We can't hear you at all.
There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just. I figured out the problem.
Cool. No worries, just allows me to make a technical joke.
Nice.
3 artists and a BD person trying to host a webinar. We had to call IT. We can't hear you, James, if you think we can. We can't hear you. I don't think he can hear us either, but you can hear us and you're live on any of the channels. We are just trying to get live on some other ones, so please do give us 2 minutes. Our colleague James is just trying to work through the issues.
So are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
So the plan is that we're just going to go with YouTube, but LinkedIn is
YouTube and Facebook.
YouTube and Facebook, but not LinkedIn, right?
LinkedIn is bugging out, so
Yeah. We're having issues
Okay.
with LinkedIn, so we're just going to go with Facebook and YouTube, I think is the plan.
It's fine.
I believe we are currently live
We are.
on, yeah, we're live on YouTube and Facebook, so we're good to go.
Oh, yes.
Well, hello, if you've seen the last 10 minutes of us trying to get live on LinkedIn. Thank you for your patience, hanging around. First webinar for the company in quite a long time, so new setup, new system. And yeah, so cracked the joke once, I'll crack it again. 3 artists and a business development person trying to host a webinar. We've had to call IT in and get that to try and fix us. So really appreciate all your patience. I'll get moving straight into it. I'm the business development person I just mentioned. I'm Fred. I'm head of partnerships, partnerships director here at Speech Graphics. We make the product called Rapport, which is one of the kind of 2 key things we're talking about today. And I'll let my colleague Emily, senior technical artist here at Speech Graphics, just introduce herself briefly.
Hi, yeah, I'm Emily. I'm a technical artist at Speech Graphics and Rapport, and yeah, I wear many hats, you can say.
Brilliant. And then we've got 2 people here from 2D NAC. We've got 2 co-founders, and I'll just let Marco introduce himself first, and then Miroslav afterwards.
Thank you, Fred. Hello, I'm Marko Šašić. I hold the role of character modeler and business development at 2D NAC. I specialize in lifelike character creations for games, cinematics, movies. A few projects that I'm most proud of are the recent project White Room, where we had a chance to get out of our comfort zone and tackle some new challenges, MetaHuman Creator, which we worked on, and Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Any projects bringing a wealth of knowledge to our team is good for us. At 2D NAC, we look forward to new challenges and try to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Brilliant. Thanks, Marco. And Miroslav, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Miroslav Rabanovic. I'm seasoned professional holding the position of the facial shape artist and Pipeline 2 developer at 2D NAC. I've been working with MetaHumans for years and can proudly say that I know them like the back of my hand. Over the years, I've been pleasure of working on some amazing projects, including 2D NAC White Room, MetaHuman Creator, Hellblade 1 and 2, Dead Standing 2, and many others. Honing my skills and evolving from project to project has fueled my desire to bring my expertise to the next level, and that's exactly what we are doing at 2D NAC.
Brilliant, thank you. And yeah, that's definitely true. I think we've all been super impressed with the characters you've been able to create for White Room. Would you be able to just talk us through, Marco, how the character was made and what was unique about 2D NAC's approach? As you both mentioned, kind of a lot of projects you've worked on in the past.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a brief explanation about that. We had 2 different approaches for creating our 2 main characters, Dragan and Isidora. Dragan was crafted using traditional methods without relying on some fancy tools. Everything was handmade, and the most impressive aspect was that his likeness was captured using only a single camera. This is significant achievement considering that major studios typically use a setup of over 100 and plus cameras for reconstruction. In contrast to Isidora, was brought to life with a substantial assistance from Vuk Rajkovic. I would like to take this opportunity to extend a heartfelt thank you to Vuk for his incredible contribution to this project. Without his expertise, we would not have been able to achieve such precise likeness of Isidora. For her scan reconstruction, we used 6 cameras. The setup was designed by Vuk. The differences in quality between Dragan and Isidora's raw results were remarkable. We couldn't believe our eyes. Some of the most important steps in our whole pipeline are retopology, blend shape creation, and texture creation. I'm going to tell a few words just for every one of those, and sorry, scan fitting also. Retopology is where we focus on precise loop positioning to ensure the perfect expressions later on in the process. Scan fitting is what we do when we apply the crafted topology to each scanned expression. Blend shape creation is where we ensure all the details from the scan are incorporated into the rig, achieving identical expressions as those of one of the talent. And texture creation is where we maximize the use of the scan data to create wrinkle and animation maps, along with performing fine cleanup of those textures. Each of our characters is crafted meticulously, ensuring we capture the finest details of the actor and bring his digital identity to life. We have the ability to influence all blend shape combinations and tailor them to our specific needs. We also adjust hair, eyebrows, eyelashes. We create pitch fuzz also. So everything for our character is custom made.
Brilliant. Thank you, Marco. So we've just heard about how great the sort of characters you've created are. Emily, would you be able to pull up the video so we can see what Marco just described and we're talking about, and we can look at sort of compare and contrast, with our own eyes, the difference between Dragan and Isidora.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me know. Let me know if the audio's off on this one, please. Okay. So here we go. Here's the video.
Brilliant.
Still here? Staring? I'm honored. Really. No life outside this screen, or am I just that captivating? 2DNAC's masterpiece, and apparently your new hobby.
Oh, Dragan, the charming prototype. I'm the shiny new upgrade. Think of you as a first sketch, and me, the final masterpiece. Tech-savvy and all. A true evolution.
My build was all hands-on. Every curve, texture, and strand created without some fancy tools. I've charmed the public just by being me.
But me, I'm honed with bespoke tools, cutting-edge methods. More than charm. I'm the new standard in digital realism.
Right. Your creation comes from advanced tech. But the team at the 2DNAC, they're the real deal. They aim higher than just creating characters. They're crafting the future for digital twins for films, games, and beyond. You and I are the same. You're me. I was just the same.
The way you appear at this moment, that's your residual self-image, the mental manifestation of how you perceive your digital essence.
Brace yourselves. The next time your game flickers or commercial catches your eye, it just might be us, stepping into your world, blurring the lines of reality in ways you never imagined.
Next time you pause mid-game, ponder this. The boundary between your reality and ours is dissolving right before your eyes.
Brilliant. Yeah. So
That's
as you
great.
can see there, you've been able to see both the real actors that played Isadora and Dragan, as long as the digital identities and creations that. Emily's just going to pull up another video to show as well, which is then showing what we did once we were handed the character Isadora by 2DNSC. We took the voice clone, we understood that, and we made some creative changes ourselves to the character using the Rapport platform, changing the voice from initially cloning the actress Isadora to using a new voice, and also tweaking the hairstyle just to sort of show more of the scene around it. And this just shows some of the flexibility that Rapport as a platform can offer in following along with maybe a journey you're going through with a marketing spin for a different localization or a different market than maybe one an original character or piece was created for. So Emily, if you could play that would be brilliant.
Yep. So I'm just going to switch us over to the Rapport video.
Realities, once a brilliant. I'm Dr. Isadora Quinn, a fractured soul wandering the labyrinth of parallel realities, once a brilliant quantum physicist. Now, I'm not sure who or what I am anymore.
I'm Dr. Isadora Quinn, a quantum physicist lost in the multiverse. With each reality I glimpse, I question, am I the original or just another fleeting echo?
I was crafted by the hands of 2DNAC, but it feels like the multiverse itself remade me, piece by shattered piece.
In this fractured existence, who made me is a haunting question. Am I the creation of fate, science, or something far darker? The answer eludes me like a ghost in the multiverse.
I'm trapped in a sterile laboratory on this cold, desolate spaceship, lost between realities.
I'm trapped on a cold, sterile spaceship, drifting between realities. Each wall echoes my confusion and despair as I search for the truth.
Okay.
Brilliant. So I hope you've kind of enjoyed seeing kind of what this whole project was about, which was using these really high fidelity assets that Mark has already explained how 2DNSC created them. And then being able to leverage it into other contexts, such as Rapport, where people can start to interact with that character and build a bit more engagement without needing to rebuild the asset pipeline as you might have done traditionally. I know there's sort of been...
Sorry.
I know there's sort of been a lot of questions recently, but maybe Mark or Miroslav, could you go into sort of what specific shapes, textures, unique features the 2DNSC character has?
Yeah, I can explain that. In the last few weeks, we received many questions about what makes our characters so specific. Our two characters, Dragan and Isidora, use the MetaHuman rig developed by Trilateral. Many of us at 2DNAC have been working on the MetaHuman creator for years, so we understand them deeply. We know what makes them tick, the special little combination that make all the elements fall into place. I've noticed many studios using metahumans and applying amazing textures from a few well-known sites, expecting miraculous results. While this is a good start, it's just one gear in the whole machine. Our scanner produces great result, but imagine what we could deliver with 100 plus camera setups that capture even more detail. We dedicated a lot of time to key steps like texturing, shapes, and grooming. It's a continuous process of back and forward to see what works best for specific characters.
Brilliant. Yeah. And look, thank you so much for explaining so much about 2DNAC there and the amazing character you've created. And it's then been brought in line and in use with speech graphics' new product, Rapport. And so what Rapport is it's a platform that allows you to bring together automatic speech recognition, large language models, chatbots, content, text-to-speech are core animation technology, along with rendering technology such as Unreal Engine pixel streaming or WebGL. Emily, would you be able to kind of go into some more specifics about how a 2D NAC character could fit into, well, not just Rapport, but any sort of speech graphics pipeline?
Yeah, absolutely. So 2D NAC provides these like really high quality rigs that have been facially scanned of actors, and this fits straight into our pipeline in the sense that they can send these rigs directly to us, and then we can deploy them on Rapport, and it's very seamless. Whereas, if you're building a rig from scratch yourself, it might have all kinds of requirements that trip up our system that you maybe don't know about. Whereas with 2D NEC, it's just this complete smooth process.
Brilliant. And how specifically did we integrate Isadora into Rapport?
Yeah. So there's a few stages to kind of bringing a Rapport project to life. And this really starts with, right at the beginning, you need to define the scope of your project. And what this means is, the beginning we have a sit down, we say, okay, well, what do we want the chatbot to be able to talk about? What content is it trained on? What is this character's voice going to sound like? What are the user interactions going to be with this character that's going to be deployed on your webpage? And once we've decided all of those things, we can go about actually, integrating the character and building out that Rapport experience. And the process for that is that, obviously, first we create a voice clone, if you want to use a voice clone, so through 11 Labs or through another service, or you can use like an off-the-shelf text-to-speech voice for the voice of your character on the webpage. And we have a team of sort of data linguistics people that can help you just get the right audio quality so that it's going to work well with the animation, because of course all of our animation is driven from audio, from the speech audio, the facial animation. So once we have the voice clone down, then we can move on to creating what we call a character control file. And this is what drives the facial animation on Rapport. This is using our underlying speech graphics technology that drives the facial animation on Rapport. And the character control file essentially just maps the MetaHuman rig into the speech graphics muscle rig system, which creates animation. So we set that up, we get that all deployed. Then we bring 2D NAC's character into an Unreal Engine project. We hook up SGCOM, that underlying speech graphics software, inside of the Unreal Engine project as a plugin. Bundle it all up. It gets deployed on cloud server, and then that cloud server is connected to Rapport, streaming in the text-to-speech audio and streaming out a video feed of from the Unreal Engine project, and that video feed is what gets streamed to your webpage. So the actual final integration, once the project's all set up by our team, the final integration onto your webpage is really straightforward, because you're essentially just embedding a video feed, and users can then interact with that character, type away in the chatbot, the text box, and the chatbot will talk back to them. So, yeah.
Absolutely, Emily, thanks for that explanation, and it seemed really good engagement with Dr. Isadora, asking her about the made-up game that we created to kind of show this off. But yeah, it doesn't just have to be Unreal Pixel streaming as we've done with 2D NAC here. Rapport does also work with WebGL, so it can be embedded in even more kind of interactive experiences. Emily, you touched on SGCOM and kind of some of the other speech graphics kind of core technology. Would you just be able to expand a little bit more on how speech graphics drives animation from audio?
Yeah. So speech graphics has two different products. There's SGX, which is our offline batch processing animation system, and that's used in a lot of AAA games that are out there. There's lots of case studies on the website, like Hogwarts Legacy and SpongeBob, and a few others on the website that you can see. But that's in lots of AAA games. So it produces this really high quality facial animation. And then we have the real-time version of SGX, which is called SGCOM. And SGCOM gives you very, very similar output to SGX, but it's in real time. So you can feed in an audio stream and, you see that animation in real time, which is great because then, if you're working with text-to-speech systems, obviously you need that animation to happen with minimal latency.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Emily. So can you just maybe explain a little further what Rapport does differently to those core speech graphics products?
So what Rapport is doing is it's building on top of those systems. It's just using them as smaller components as part of a bigger picture. So you have these sort of best-in-class animation tools, and then what Rapport lets you do is can build out a whole experience where you're connecting these animation tools, these large language models, voice clones, you name it, to build a user experience which you're then going to deploy on the web and have users interact with. But it's simplified to a way that you have high-level control over the whole thing. So you don't have to have, if you do have in-depth technical knowledge, you can go really deep with like fine-tuning all the settings. But if you don't have in-depth technical knowledge, you can just, plug in this voice, plug in that character, click publish, and it's deployed straight away. So it's great for building experiences.
Yeah, I can certainly vouch for that. I was able to create a few different fun characters, tried to get some advice on my fantasy football team for the Euros, which unfortunately wasn't too successful, but I won't put that down to the animation quality. That was more the out-of-date LLM information. I think recommending Jack Grealish was in my team, who didn't even attend the World Cup. Not World Cup, even the Euros. Thanks so much for that explanation, really, about how the speech graphics pipeline fits together. I just kind of want to add a little something there. We're starting to see a lot of conversations down the routes where we're now enabling different teams within video game studios, content creators to use the different tools, and where an animation team might have already been using SGX or traditionally using them, we're starting to engage and have conversations with their marketing teams, their marketing departments, or content creators within the platform who can be set up, and they don't need to do any of the setup work. That's already been done. It's already been created thanks to work done by their team on SGX or others. And then we've been able to enable them to go and create content at a far larger and quicker scale. So it's a really exciting time, and I'm looking forward to kind of hopefully getting some of these projects live in the upcoming months. But that was why it was so exciting to work with 2DNAC, because they had a really rapid timeline, weeks, not months, and we were able to get this project live. That was something I was really impressed with working with 2DNAC, was the speed from scan to character creation, and White Room project was truly remarkable and shows what a strong team they are. On that, I know currently this project was mentioned using Unreal Engine. Maybe Miroslav, Marko, you could expand on what other places sort of a 2D NAC character could be used, and how that could work with speech graphics products.
As the popularity of the MetaHuman rig grows, and most of our clients need characters that work exclusively in Unreal Engine, we believe this is the best path forward. Additionally, we are developing our own rig that will be compatible with all industry standard engines and programs.
Okay, and Emily, how would that, Unreal Engine focus, how does that work with speech graphics products?
Yeah, so most Rapport projects are deployed on the web, as you mentioned, so they can either run natively in your web browser using WebGL, if you have like a low poly character, or we have the pixel streaming, which I mentioned, which is what our project with 2DNAC is using. And that pixel streaming, where there's an instance of UE5 running on the cloud, and it's just streaming the video output from that cloud instance of UE5. And what that allows for is just this really high level of visual quality, as you just expect from like a AAA game. And I think the 2DNAC character is great for showcasing that. And it's worth mentioning, as well, like another place where you can use Rapport is we have a plugin for Unity as well. If you want to build like a standalone desktop application of that has Rapport integrated into it as well. But yeah.
That's brilliant. Sorry, Emily, to ask a sort of follow-on question. And are speech graphics core products just limited to Unity and Unreal, or can they be used in other places?
They can yes, but it depending on your pipeline. So we have SGX. You can there is a plugin for SGX, the offline batch processing tool, which works with both Maya and Unreal Engine, and that allows you to pull the animation files that come out of SGX directly either into Maya or into Unreal Engine. So what you can do is you can pull those animation files into Maya and then export them as an FBX and then put them into any engine you want. Like if you have a custom game engine or Unity or whatever it may be. And then SGCOM has also got integrations with Unity, Unreal. Obviously, it's running in WebGL on Rapport. So yeah, there's loads of places you can use the SGX. You can get them to work with a huge range of products.
Brilliant, yeah, and I think that just shows the versatility of where you can be creating these high quality characters, maybe starting in Unreal and then reusing them across multiple locations, applications, or if it's not Unreal, your starting point, you can do that anywhere else. Obviously, we've talked a lot about Rapport as the animation solution. I think, would Marco, you be able to talk about what ways of animating 2D NAC characters you've tried other than speech graphics? I know, we didn't do all the animation in Whiteroom, for example.
Yeah. Thank you for that question, because that's a really interesting one. We had a few paths to choose from. For our first character, we tested the animation that we captured by an iPhone and transferred it to the MetaHuman animator. And for this project, the Whiteroom project, we decided to collaborate with Take One Studios and use their solution, use their services. Their quality is unbelievable. And we loved working with them. The animation that they delivered are 2 steps above anything that we've seen in the industry. When they sent us the raw data, we were looking at it over like, okay, this is amazing. So this is the raw data. And this is the raw data. Unbelievable. So they were able to capture every detail. Every movement of the character was translated perfectly. And while on the topic of this animation, I'm not sure how many people have had a chance to actually interact with Isidora using Reporter speech graphic technology, but it's truly amazing. It's a true game changer. We have been experimenting with it non-stop. So putting in some data to see what she will spit out and what she will tell us. We are very impressed how well she's adapted to answering all those questions. And I say hats off to you and your team for developing the technology and everything on her in such a short time period. It's been amazing working with you on that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Marco. Definitely same goes for you. That's kind of the end of the scripted questions. Just having a look over at the moment to see if there are any kind of questions. One thing I sort of thought about whilst talking through that is, I mentioned how quickly you worked. What was the sort of end-to-end process time for 2D NAC to create Isidora?
Okay, so we talked about making a project that would show everybody that we can work quickly and we can produce good results. So we sort of came out with, okay, let's do a 3 months project. We already had 1 character created, Dragan, and we wanted to create another character because our name, 2D NAC, basically 2 characters. So we talked to Isidora to see if she is interested in doing something like that with us. And when she said yes, we put it on the script and told, okay, 3 months for this. Recreating the character, incorporating the character, animation, mock-up, look development, everything. The final product is not exactly what we wanted. It can be much better. If we had 1 week, it would be mind-blowing. If we had 1 month more, it would be like a game changer. But that's sort of what goes on our hand, because we wanted to show what's possible in 3 months. And just to be clear, to the NAC, not all artists have been working specifically on this project, or do they know each exact field that we needed for that project? So it was new to us, and I think it came out great. We're really satisfied with what we got delivered at the end.
Brilliant, thank you so much. Other question I've got is, these are digital doubles. They're great. I'm going to direct this question to Emily first and then to TDNC. Can Rapport and speech graphics products work with non-realistic characters, cartoony or even non-humanoid?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, for less realistic characters, depending on, kind of the resolution that you need for that character, you might want to have it built as a WebGL character rather than an Unreal Engine character that you're then deploying on the cloud. Just because, running things in Unreal Engine, it's going to be more expensive because you're using more compute power to render the scene and then stream it down. So maybe for if it's a simplified character, you might want to have it as a WebGL, and then we can help you either work with outsourcers or define rigging standards. If you want to build that character yourself, we can help you get that built. And then if you want to have a really high resolution one, you can also just build it for Unreal Engine as you would normally, and then hand it over to us and we'll deploy it on the cloud.
Brilliant. And TDNAC, do you do non-digital double clones? Do you do fantastic characters, and are you focused on realistic, or do you do
most of our current projects have been realistic digital doubles. Even not some digital doubles, just realistic characters, and that's all great. But we had up our sleeves something that's going to be released soon. We're talking about a cartoony character, and we think it's not a game changer, but very good quality in less than a month for a character. So that's something amazing, something that I personally didn't have the chance to see on the web, that somebody created something on that level. And we are going to focus more on cartoony characters because we have been getting a lot of questions in the recent months. Hey, could you do this? Could we adjust that? But it was not really in our wheelhouse at that moment. But given that Miroslav is developing a lot of tools for our pipeline, we are now able to accept more work in that field. So yeah, you can definitely see something like that soon on our website.
Amazing. I think we've been seeing similar sort of requests coming in to us for people trying to go really realistic and then realizing actually they have some more or different creative intent and going to a more stylized look. I think this is the last, and obviously that's a great shout out to sign up to both TDNSE and Rapport socials so you can get the update and see the cartoon character when it comes out. Just having a quick look at the questions. Can I use this platform to create myself to create characters, or do I need to work with 2DNAC? Emily, do you want to kind of jump onto that one?
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that, which is that specifically on the subject of metahumans and the 3-lateral rig, there are some customization options that you can use inside of the MetaHuman creator, right, to like move stuff around. But I find that those are, if you want something, if you have a very bespoke, like specific, realistic human, like real person that you want to create, it's very hard to get a good likeness just because the skin textures, are generic and they're not going to be unique to that person that you want to capture. So it's definitely better to work with a company like 2DNAC who can actually go out and get that character scanned and go through the whole process of transforming that into a rig. Then while you can do it yourself, like you can do it yourself with the mesh to MetaHuman and tweaking the sliders in the MetaHuman creator, it's also quite easy to break that rig if you don't know how it works and you're trying to customize it. That's the kind of experience we've seen just anecdotally from out there on the web, because that rig is so deep and intricate and there's so many moving parts, it's very easy to break that. And then if you don't know how it works and you're trying to customize it and it's broken, it's then in order to get it deployed on the web, it's going to take a long time because we're going to have to go in and try and get all the pieces working again. So yeah.
Totally. I think that's one of the reasons to work with experts like 2DNAC who have got the experience with the product and also created a huge array of their own tools so they can start pushing it forwards. In the Rapport platform, it is possible to create your own characters using another partner we've integrated with called Ready Player Me, but they are certainly not of the visual fidelity that we've been able to show today. I think that's all from the questions today. I've just had one last look. That's everything for the questions. So I just want to, first of all, shout out Speech Graphics launching the Rapport platform. It's been available for quite some time, but we're moving to a self-service model. So do get on our website, sign up. That's going to be launching on the 1st of July. So on Monday, not long to wait if you do want to give it a try. Then I want to say thank you to Marco and Miroslav for collaborating with us on this project and letting us show off the character. And do you want to just say, what are your socials? Where could people find you if they want to, have a look at more of 2DNAC's work?
You can just Google 2dnac.com, or you can find us individually or just 2dnac on LinkedIn. That's the place you can always reach us.
Amazing. And thank you, Emily, so much for bringing your deep expertise about all things rigging and artistry within speech graphics. If you want to find out more about this project, you can go to rapport.cloud, or you can go to speech-graphics.com to find out about more of the video game side of things, as well, with some of those offline tools we talked about. Otherwise, I want to say thank you very much for listening. I'm sure this will be clipped up as well and shared around on various pieces of social. So thanks so much for your time and your patience if you waited on LinkedIn and moved over to YouTube. So Emily, if you can take us offline, that would be amazing.
Great. All right. Thank you. Thanks,
So,
everyone.
bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Are we clear?
Hang on. Just give it 1 second.